Hi, welcome back to the channel, FIFA Mobile. Alright, then unfortunately, Heroes Journey Phase 6 is not coming, so I decided to sell all my Heroes 80 plus OVR players, and we got more than about 10 million from the sales. So I also managed to claim the milestone reward B from the new heroes. This is really sad news. I mean, generally, I thought Heroes Journey 6 would be coming, so I'm saving up a lot of those points which I need to spend right now. So if you're wondering where to spend that stadium token, this is where you go. Of course, you just get 100,000 out of it. Of course, you can choose a stadium instead, but no, I'm not going to do that. So again, I mentioned this is the rewards for the milestone. Nothing to shout about. So this is the new Heroes Journey, which is give you 105 or 106 players. So I think reward B is 106 players, and again, they are able to be sold. So there's really nothing to shout about. And you need to buy more players to put in the exchange, which is totally not worth it. So I'm not going to do anything about it. Let's see what you can do with them eventually. So again, like I said, more importantly is now how do we spend all the remaining points that we have with the old Heroes Journey. So I decided to exchange them for keys, and then put in all my efforts to do up all the skill games and matches. And the last one required 8 Serie A players, which I mentioned I have from my list of players. And I remember to put in the 3 best subs so before you start the match. So I'm going back to the chapter. I use some of the points to exchange for 4 keys. Definitely not going to exchange for the player because it's only 107, and with the invested amount to buy the required players for the exchange, definitely making a loss. I think the 107 is only worth about what, 7 million. So I'd rather be doing this Heroes Journey just to earn all these rewards here, especially this skill boost. And the last one, just to complete it, that's about it. There's not too much in terms of the player actually. The player is only 80 plus OVR. So really nothing much, maybe worth 100,000 or 200,000, but it's more about completion rather than for the reward in that context. Like I mentioned, put in your best subs. The last match wouldn't be that difficult after all. In this player going through this hero, is a 107 ST, but I said it's not after the exchange, but just trying to gain more of the skill boost and whatnot. The Serie A requirements for this hero is 8 numbers, so you make sure you hunt for the Serie A players, be it from the market or from your own players. Just going to select the league as Serie A. Then of course they also required, I think, Argentina players, I think 5 numbers. So just remember this: in order to play this hero, you need 5 numbers of Argentina and 8 numbers of Serie A players. Okay, so just remember, different heroes have different requirements. Just for this one is 107 ST is basically required the Argentina and the Serie A. So you're going to check out the market for the player that you want to play with in the first place to understand end of the day which league will be the one. Otherwise, you may just spend a bit of money in the market, get the cheapest player possible by hunting probably maximum 70 or 75 OVR players, and then put them into the lineup to make it active, and then eventually you just put in your best subs and you should be able to clear this last match. It's not difficult at all. It's just a bit AI rigged. You can see here, as usual, it is always like that, and so be it. I mean, generally we can still win with the penalty shootout. So definitely, I think it is not a tough match. It's just AI rigged. You can see from even the penalty they're trying to avoid us winning, but lucky we managed to catch that. So eventually we managed to clear out this match itself. Later on, after this penalty shootout, when I won this, just show you the exchange, the requirement for the player. Then you understand which hero I'm talking about, and of course then subsequently I'm going to share you the sales of all my Heroes Journey players, all the 80 plus OVR players, the cards that's worth about 200 plus thousand each. I have tons of them basically. I've not been actually using them, so I've been collecting a lot of those cards. So eventually I think I sold for all the players a lot, of course, for 10 million. So that's something I think blessing in disguise. I was all along having all these cards, not realizing that they're worth so much. And until now, I think it's being announced that Heroes Journey will not happen, the old one. So I think no point keeping those cards. So alright, so that's it. It's nothing much. The last match, just one more. This is the hero I'm talking about. So you can see here, the requirements are a lot of Serie A players and definitely not worth it in my opinion. Alright, so just take a look at all the players that I have, as I mentioned earlier. Alright, so you can see the start here, I have 162 million. So after selling all these players, I managed to get up to 172 or 173 million. So that's about 10 million in return. So there's really tons of these players I can just sell in the market. You can place it to the highest price possible and then wait patiently for the sales to happen. And of course, the sales did happen really fast. I don't know why. Apparently, maybe many people are rushing to get these heroes players and then so that can do the exchange for the heroes that they wanted. And they realized that probably the heroes is ending soon, so they decided to quickly grab the players. So there are actually huge demands for this heroes players, and I'm quite glad that almost everyone is selling about 200 plus thousand. So I'm quite happy. This is really, like I said, a blessing in disguise. Although it's quite sad that maybe I wouldn't be able to spend all the hero points, and we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping there's a UCL exchange that happening that allows us to use some of the points to exchange for 1 million. I think they kept it at 2, so 2 million in return, at least something, right? So otherwise, all this will be all trash. You can't do anything about it. So I continue to sell, and you can see just now the 3 over million. And I just continue to sell, keep on selling all the players. I'm going to fast forward this part because it's just taking too much time. Every single one, I just go in and unlock and sell. So it take a long, long while. Another one, just to share, I mean, in terms of selling players, it's always good that you set the required players bit. For example, for this one, I'm setting at the Heroes Journey, so you only see Heroes Journey in that context, so it's easier to select the players for sales. The other thing is to look at is definitely the color coding. So if you realize some are with blue, some are with red next to the price. If it's red, means there's a high demand for it, then there's no people selling. If it's blue, it just means that a lot of people are selling and nobody's buying. But if there is blue and red happening next to the dollar sign, it just means that there are demand and supply, but just that the price doesn't match. All right, so this gives you a shortcut in a way to understand better what the blue and red works. All right, so just in case you didn't know about this. All right, so that's all. As I said, you guys got to think about how we spend all this. Probably going to exchange for more players and put it in the market. And now another one being sold. So roughly at this juncture, we're 172 already. I'm going to sell all the red cards and the gold cards as well, so that eventually you can churn out every single one. You're getting a lot of these players when you play Heroes Journey. So if you're thinking of where to get all these players, if you just play Hero Journeys using the points that you have, you're getting tons of these cards, and definitely you can sell them. Although not a lot, sometimes it's less than 100,000 each, but nonetheless, all this adds up because you're getting quite a number of the players itself, like maybe in the context of 4, 10, or even more players from just a string of matches that you play for a single hero. So in that context, not too bad after all. I mean, since we have really free points, and why not just exchange it for the keys? Anyways, you'll be all go to waste if you, I think, exit 11th of May. So 11th of May will be the last day for this Heroes Journey. Probably then they're left with the new Heroes 2023. Quite sad. I mean, I'm always hoping for Heroes Journey Phase 6 to happen. I'm hoping for 111 OVR players, and we can grab the auto players again to make big bucks. But I think EA going to clamp down on that so that we can't make real money. So in that case, probably I'm just saving up more of my coins rather than spending them. So I'm going to save up like 170 plus million, and eventually let's see whether we could get better players. You can realize around the market orders 110 and 111 players, the price dropped drastically. So if you're interested in any of them, just put them in the watch list and wait. To not buy yet. Apparently, once if it drops to the near price of 30 million or so, then probably it's the best entry price. Not guaranteed that you wouldn't fall further. Sometimes the price may even fall further to 20 plus or even near to 19 or 18. So again, we sold quite a good number. So it's about 173 near there. So 173 million. So as I said, every single count, even a couple of thousands, why not just sell? I mean, gradually it adds up. All this comes free anyway. Alright, so just go to watch list and see the players. As I mentioned earlier, you can even get very cheap 109 right now, about 11 or 12 million. You want 110 as low as about 19 or 20. So you may want to take a look gradually when the price is right. This 111 is about 70 plus right now. Definitely not worth it in my opinion. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Remember to spend all your heroes points.